Hello everyone, thanks for joining before time. We'll start in 10 minutes-ish to allow everyone to join. Till then, those who are here in the session can start introducing themselves. Let me know about your background so that I'll be able to tune my content accordingly. And then later I can introduce myself. So one by one, or feel free to unmute yourself as well as your camera and share about yourself so that I can also know and others in this class can also know about you. Yeah, yes, go on, go on.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Hello,
Just go
ma'am.
on.
Very good evening. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, you're audible.
Yeah.
Is someone's trying to say something? Your voice is cracking.
Just a sec. Am I audible now?
Yep, you are.
So, my name is Vikas Singh. I'm from Faridabad, Haryana.
Mhm.
I have completed my Bachelor's of Technology from Lingayas Vidyapeeth, which is situated in Faridabad only. And I have done Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering. From there, I got an opportunity to do my internship in a manufacturing firm which named as Auto Ignition Limited. So currently, I'm doing my full time also over there. So with the job, I also wanted to brush up my skills in data analysis. That's why I joined this program.
Nice. So you already have a background about it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice. We have around 54 people for now. So the rest can also speak up. Others will get to know about you and you'll be able to network yourself in this way. You'll be able to know who all are there out, who can help you if you need in some time, can exchange. Here you all are connected via your email IDs. So probably can connect him for the future if you need any help from one another.
Hi.
Yes, Santosh.
So my name is Santosh Kumar Jha, and I have been in this company, FIS Global Business Solution Systems, for 15 years. Currently, I am looking after all the automation works using Python. So mostly I deal with Office apps, SharePoint, and I automate all the reports. Mostly I work with Excel and SQL databases. So considering the generative AI and all these things, so I think that I need a bigger skill when it comes to pandas and numpy and all these things. So I got interested in this course. Thank you.
Good evening, Patil. So I'm Professor Basuraj from RMC Engineering College, Ballari. So since 2 years, I'm working as a professor in the Department of AML. I taught Python 4 years, and now I'm taking the database system. So I want to implement the Python and for many of the in the healthcare institute and even in the Indian penal code. So that's one is the law. So that's why I joined here. So thank you.
Nice. I know even professors join. It's nice to have your feedback over here and guidance also from you if we stuck at a point.
Yeah. Where are you working, madam?
So I'm a PhD scholar at IIT GN. We'll start 6:10 so that everyone can be here.
Yeah,
Till
yeah.
then, members who are here can introduce themselves.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is
Yeah.
Anand Sitarava. Actually, I am new joining in this meeting. So, can you tell me what is happening in this meeting? So, because
So,
I am new, I don't know.
okay, so everyone is introducing themselves and they are telling that where they are from, what their name is, and why they joined this particular course, what interested them to join this course. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so my name is Anand Sitarava, and I am done my BTech in computer science engineering, and I'm interested in data science. So, I think we should start first step in this course. So, I think it is very helpful, and that is, and basically, I am from Indore.
Good to know.
Yes.
So I noticed most of you are from CSE background. You might know more things than I do. Here you have done BCA, BTech, CSE and all. So well, I'm BTech Biomedical Engineering. So I work
That's good.
towards healthcare translational fields. For now, I'm a researcher in ultrasound. I found out techniques about quantitative ultrasound for tissue characterization. So basically, I'm aiming to find systems or develop algorithms in a way that if applied the algorithms, they would be system as well as operator independent, because ultrasound, or how people know it as sonography, it is very dependent on the probe or how you hover it over the tissue. So my area of specification or interest is that I'll be able to quantify tissue differences in those ways, as well as tell clinicians in a better way how for early prognosis. So I'm basically focusing on mathematical, say, statistical models. So that is the way how I got interacted with Professor Ramesh, and hence chose this course to TA. So I'm a PMRF fellow and I'm in my third year at IIT Gandhinagar. I'm doing my PhD in biological sciences and engineering with Professor Carla Marcado Shekhar. Our lab is Muse Lab, so that's a medical ultrasound engineering lab. You might Google it around; it's internationally known. So I'm not popularizing it a bit, but yeah. So my mentors are I feel that I am lucky enough to get her as my mentor or advisor. So our lab explores the domain of ultrasound, from therapeutic ultrasound to diagnostic ultrasound. Now, since we have developed this physics-based model, we are going towards the field of AI to translate all the algorithms, how we can better differentiate in between the tissues. It's not only for diagnosis, but it's also for therapeutic purpose. So that is how our lab at IIT Gandhinagar works and what my role is in that particular lab. So I guess we'll go ahead if anyone
Yes,
else.
Patil. Yes,
I think your lab at ITGN, that Muse lab, is amusing.
Thank you.
yes, Jagruti Patil. I appreciate your encouragement and towards the use of the AI in the healthcare department. There. So we are very lucky.
Yeah, yes. Okay. Mr. Karthik, can you please mute yourself?
Actually, I'm also visited the IIT Gandhinagar campus. So it is very beautiful campus.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, lot of very good labs, supercomputers also there.
Yeah, yes. We have Paramananta. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have visited a lot of things in this campus.
Oh, you have you. Well, I'd like to know who this participant Karthik N is. Or okay. Okay, so we'll begin. I'll share my screen. Please let me know if it's audible and visible to you or not. Entire screen. Okay. So you can see my presentation.
Yes.
Okay. So the course that we are having over here is Data Analytics with Python, and it's taken by Professor A. Ramesh. I myself am Jagruti M. Patil. I'm a research scholar at at IIT Gandhinagar in the discipline of Biological Sciences and Engineering. So let's get started. What we are learning over here, why and how, is first let's learn.
Mr. Mike is muted. Please mute him.
I actually don't know how these guys have permission to do these things.
You can mute from yourself. You are the admin
Yeah.
now. You can mute from yourself.
I
Okay.
did,
Mute all.
but he's
You mute
muting
all.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mute all.
actually
Mute.
automatically muted.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mute all, and after that you have to unmute
Give
yourself.
permission.
Make him
Yes.
attendee.
Dog. Okay. Can someone try if they are able to unmute themselves?
Yes, we are able to unmute.
Works. Okay, then we'll start the session. I hope it goes smoothly now. Okay. Okay, so first of all, what the objective of this course is, first we need to have a conceptual understanding that why we are here. We need to be comfortable while doing analytics. We need to know what we are doing, where and how. It's not that we are directly randomly applying, and since generative AI is here, we can just tell it what to do, but we don't know what actually our data is about and how should we play around with. So the thing over here is now we have lots and lots of data, and that data is again indeed generated by machines, humans, and we need to work with real data, find the right methodology, how to work with it, and proceed in a particular way. Now it's needed because we use a particular technology. We don't know how to correctly use it or interpret it. So our learning objectives here are like data, it's important, why it is important, data analytics, the types of it, difference in between analytics and analysis, statistics and data science interrelated. Finally, towards the end, we'll do everything in Python. So we'll learn how to do it. So there are different types of data and its categories. Like you might have seen this if you have visited first week of content. So it's like we have nominal data, which is like only categories and no ranking within them. So, okay. Then we have ordinal data, interval data, ratio data. These all data, like it gives us a purpose to see if our data is qualitative or quantitative, if we can see the categories in between data, if we can rank it or not, if we can find the differences, but if the differences will have a true exist zero value or not. So this is where normally the levels of data are being arranged. Then we need to see that how data adds some values to our business, if it gives us some actual value or not. So where and how data comes into play. Now data would be a complete warehouse. Within that warehouse, we are developing a product, or it can be a discovery of an insight. Development of a product can be dependent upon different algorithmic solution, or you're doing some marketing, sales, production basis, something as recommendation engineers, like we have Google, Myntra, Maps, driverless cars, or all those things. But if it's into discovery of some data insight, then you're doing some quantitative analysis in order to find that what that data is actually giving us to. So both of them indeed gives us a business value and are something which are not only qualitative but are also quantitative. Now, why is here data important? Because it will help us make some better decision to solve problems, improve the process, and understand the gap in between consumer and market, and to link both of them. Then we come towards the problem that, okay, if there's a difference in between analytics and analysis or not. So analytics is a scientific process of transforming data into insights for better decision. However, analysis is you generate some useful information from it. So both of them might seem same to you, but they aren't. One is a method where you just make some better decision. One is a method from which you make some utilized information that will again help someone, or say for healthcare, doctors to make a beautiful prognosis out of it, or towards the end, a good diagnosis for it also. So in a way, both of them are not same, but both of them link to each other, that one is a past of another and one is a future towards another. And both can be qualitative and quantitative in a way that it can help us let us know that how and why. It will explain us the situation, or if it's towards the future, qualitatively, it will help us making an intuition, or quantitatively for an algorithm or different kinds of formulas. So we'll start now here from Python. So how Python and why Python is like, Python is very simple, easy, freeware program. It's like extensive library. So the another TM might have told that number of libraries that we have in Python. And throughout the course, we'll go through each and every library one by one, and we'll also see the practical hands-on for the same. And Python, again, it has, as you all also said, that you are practically using it in your daily life. So it's being used in science, IoT, healthcare, ML, database applications, games, of course, and analytics. So here, let us first understand what our data is. Our data can be descriptive. It again depends upon the workflow, how your data is, how it's arranged. Can it be predictive? Can it be prescriptive? So here, each and every sentence means has its own meaning, where you'll need to understand a perfect analytical tool to solve that particular problem. Predictive can be forecasting it. Now we have n number of ML or CNN tools networks. In order to predict something, to forecast something, you can have n number of encoders or decoders to find it. Can be time series, can be frequency series. So you can do those things. But here the difference is what the data analytic people and what the data scientists here are doing. So there's a gap in between both of them. Analytics and yes, Deepak Gupta, go ahead. Okay. You wanted to say something? Okay, so we'll start with Python then and C. So for now, Professor Ramesh told in his course that how to install Python, and that I think that many people now here might know how to do that thing. So there are two ways. Either you can do it using Anaconda, or you can just install Visual Studio Code. So there are two methods for the same. One can be this Anaconda source. So from here, you can directly download it, and it's a huge software. So you'll have not only Python with it, but you need to have sufficient RAM in your laptop or computer that you're using, desktop, to support it. Next is Visual Studio Code, which also will support these things. It is also available in Microsoft Store, so you will be able to easily access, but for it, you need to install Python on your system. So probably people here might know about it. Okay, it's taking some time. Yes. So there are different versions of it. The one that is normally freely available and it's useful for normal developer tools is like this one. And you can install it. You can also install Python from the same Microsoft Store. And if you are using Mac or all, these are also supported there. So it's easily available, and it does not take that much power or does not require many things to be run together or not. So first we'll start. These are the libraries that have imported over here. But first to start, we need to know what data is. First we saw what were the levels of data. Now we need to know how we do define data. Now data over here is defined in the form of a variable. What a variable is, it can be a categorical variable or can be a numerical variable. If it's numerical, then it can be a continuous or it can be a discrete variable. It can be arranged number of ways, and it will have its own operations that some can be parametric, some can be non-parametric, some can be added, some can be subtracted, multiplied, divided. So that we'll see how we go through each and every section, that how we do those things. Now, if I give you an explanation over here, so this, what I have here is a Jupyter notebook. Yes, Dipali? Yeah, yes, you can unmute yourself and say if you have something. Okay, if not, we'll go. So, we'll see how to, if someone wants to say something, they can unmute themselves. If not, then you can wait till the session gets over and then you can continue. So how to open a new file? It will give you two options. One is the Python file. Hi, yes.
Hello.
Huh.
Ma'am, we have downloaded 3.12 version, and
Okay.
Ramesh sir is teaching about the old version, that is 3.7. So
Okay.
here is a huge difference between two versions.
For Anaconda or Python?
And Anaconda.
The
Anaconda Python.
interface, yeah, so interface can be different, but if you use Jupyter Notebook, it will essentially take you to the online version. So it's not that different. It's
It is
only the,
cloud-based, ma'am. 3.12
yeah,
version.
yeah, yes, yes.
So
So
we can
you'll,
use it.
okay.
Can we use it
Yes, you can. Why not?
for that? And
So
ma'am,
similar
there is
functions are
one problem that
there.
we cannot import the file, ma'am. I tried
So,
several times in the
Mhm.
first Python introduction lecture. Sir told the procedure, but I am unable to import the file. Can you please tell me the detail how to import the file? And sir is discuss about the already they have downloaded some kind of files, so we cannot have that file. So I
Oh, you
think
are
there is
talking
a
about the CSV file
yes,
or
ma'am.
these libraries?
That gain mind something that file.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
So those files are here. Okay, I'll show you.
Yeah, it's there in the coursework
Yes, ma'am.
only.
We are also face this types of problem. We cannot connect a CSV file to our main program.
Oh,
Today, I
okay,
am
okay.
also downloaded these files.
Okay, okay, we'll see that. So here, oh, I guess it's the last one, my courses. So in week 1, you have some important data files here. In this data files, you have these files, CSV files. So you can download this file directly from here for both the
Actually,
files.
it's an
Yes.
XLSX file. We have to install another module in Python so we can import those files.
Yes. So that way it works. So it does not need a module. It's just the way how you read the file. So for
No, ma'am,
CSV,
we have to install PyXL in our system to read these files.
well, it might be in some case, but if you just have pandas, you can read both CSV as well as XLS file. And that's how I used it.
Ma'am,
So one
we
file
can
was
just try
CSV.
this thing one time
We
because
have
it is
downloaded the
file.
file, another file, but it is not imported into the data.
That's the
Not
main problem.
important.
You cannot
Ma'am,
import it.
I think problem is that can you download this file and can you connect the file into Anaconda? So I think it is very helpful for all persons.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
But I usually use Visual
One
Studio Code.
from starting, ma'am. Starting saving the file and
Actually,
import the file into the Jupyter. That will be much better, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. I think
Okay,
they
let's
face the
try.
problem to connect the path in this file, right? They
Actually,
can't
problem
understand
is
to
that
download the path.
when you're using cloud version, then you have to upload the file first and then you can import it using that path. Okay. That is the problem because you cannot browse the local files on that cloud version. That I have been facing the same problem previously. Okay, so you just need to upload that local file onto the cloud version, and after that you can copy the path and then use the cloud version for that further operations in Python.
Yeah,
I
yes,
hope this helps.
exactly.
Where to
So,
upload it, ma'am?
You have to
so you,
upload
Where
it
the
on
file is
the
need
cloud version.
cloud version.
Yes, quick question. Like I am Sridhar. So here, if people are talking about cloud, like generally we are downloading the files to local machine, right?
yes. Go on. So if you're downloading it on your local machine, how they are using this Jupyter notebook is they are using on the cloud. So their version does not support. Now, if you're using something like Visual Studio Code, it's on the local machine. You can directly access and give your Windows path there.
Yes, exactly. That's it.
Exactly. So it's similarly both ways. So it's only the way how you port the file in. That's it. Okay, so I guess the confusion
Ma'am,
here is
we
clear.
got
Yeah.
no, we don't get the solution, ma'am. We need how to import the file. That is the we want answer for it. How to import the file? We are unable to import the file.
So you are unable to import both
If
CSV as well as XLS file?
yes, yes,
Okay,
CSV.
so you are
So
using the
can
cloud
once
version?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how this person, someone named M
If you
underscore S just
demonstrate it, it will be much better, ma'am.
I
Because
could
actually we
have.
have all study material, we
Sir,
gone
just
through it,
one
but
sir.
practically we are not able to do it. So if you demonstrate how to import the file once, so we will get the understanding.
Yes, yes, definitely. I could have done that, but I don't have Anaconda installed. I normally don't use Anaconda. I used Visual Studio Code or Spider. So both of them are simple for me and does not take much space or my RAM to run on. That's why. Or next time I can install it and show it to you. So how the other person just said, you just need to port your file to the cloud, have it uploaded in the cloud, and then extract it from there. So and make sure that the path are same where your code as well as your file is in there.
Ma'am, if we are using the different platform, then it is again created confusion to the student, ma'am. Because you are teaching from the Visual Studio, sir is teaching from the Anaconda, and that version is also older one. We are using the new version. So it is so much complicated for the new learner, ma'am. And basically, who is not from the IT field, then it is also big problem
Yeah,
for student.
yes, I understand your question, but we were told to use this different things because to give you guys a diversity of different softwares which are out there. And indeed, all of them are only Jupyter notebooks, and towards the end, we are only doing Python coding. So these are the ways how you see it in the interface, and they don't differ. Downloading a library, importing a file, everything remains the same. Only some way of it might differ, but how you code it is everything same. So we were told that, okay, this TA will do this Anaconda thing, this TA will do this thing. Okay, someone wants to say something?
No, ma'am, I think, can you, I think little bit something clear. So can you proceed?
Okay. So, at first, if people who don't know how to install a library, first you can just go with Mount Prompt, or if you are using that
Ma'am,
cloud-based system. Yeah, yes.
I have one question here.
Yeah.
Is it really important that we use this particular file only population? Because what I did was I have used my own personal Excel file. I had Excel file with the same number of rows and columns.
Yeah.
I imported that and then I followed the instructions. So is that okay, or should we only follow install that import that file, particular file population only?
No. Works. Very definitely it works. Even I have used a different file over here because I didn't download those files at first. So my files are also different. It's just the way you should know,
So
understand how the operations are being conducted.
right. So we can do it with any Excel file
Yep,
or
yes.
CSV file.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Even you
Thank
can
you very
try
much. Yeah.
saving files, delimited files. Just save and write some random numbers, try saving them in different formats, and try loading and uploading them. So you'll be able to understand how different data files also work. So that's up to you.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, yes.
Hello, ma'am. Is this session started from 6 o'clock? Because in the
Yeah.
left side there is 2 hours and 16 minutes time.
So I was kicked out in between the sessions, so I just joined again. It started from 6. So we have spent around like 29-30 minutes for now.
Oh, okay, ma'am. And ma'am, is this live sessions will be also available in recorded format for
Yeah,
future
yes. It will be uploaded on YouTube. Yeah, yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Channel name?
So, hi, yes.
Channels name?
Hello. Okay. So let's go ahead. So how to install a library? You just do pip install, name of the library that you want to install. That file will be installed. Now here, if I do, it will be installed in my local computer. If you do it on cloud, it will be installed for a specific period of time till your session is till your session is like active. For now, I've tried using the ones that Google provides. So Google PyScripts. And then if you being deactivate, it's like are not active for a certain period of time, the session will stop on its own. Also, the number of RAM or GPU you have focused for it would also be deactivated. So this is how you install a particular file. After installing, you can directly import them, and you can just normally import it as like this only. No need to give a like shortcut. This is just for your code specific, like how you are trying to code it and how particular nomenclature you follow. So I can even name it as N, but it's just to say that, okay, people do it, so it has been followed, like, okay, this is the nomenclature we follow and we'll do it like this. So this as thing, after as thing is just a variable we are defining that whenever we import a particular library, we'll ask this particular variable to give us the features of this library from there. Okay. So how this particular first week was designed was, we'll let the students know how to load a simple file, to count how many number of rows and columns are there. Yes, Anushka? Yeah, yes, go on.
Ma'am, may I know where will I find the recording of this live class?
You'll have YouTube videos over here, so I'll show you the link for the same.
Please, ma'am.
Yes, 2 minutes here. So there's this session, problem solving session over here, and the recording. From there, you can go on towards this link. You can see there are 2 TAs for the same. This is Ambati, other one is me. We'll have a session links uploaded over here, and all the content that we are presenting now would also be available in one drive folder. So you'll be able to access those drive folders also.
Okay,
Okay. Please mute yourself. You don't have anything to say. Hi, yes.
What are the features of these different libraries like NumPy, Pandas?
So one will help you to read something. Both of them are numerical libraries. Will help you. NumPy is normally like a numerical. Pandas is mostly with files, how to read and how to do specific functions on it. Those functions are like mostly are only specific to file path and reading. And last one, Matplotlib is for plotting purposes. It supports many different plots. You can so if you all are like don't want to skip different languages over here, so might have used MATLAB, or everyone might have used Excel over here. So you directly go and plot your data. So PLT allows you to plot it in a more nice, enhanced way. Probably won't give you very good plots with respect to Excel or MATLAB, or say there are another tools called as Origin. So, but yeah, you can plot here, and those plots are also pretty good. Okay, so you can beautify them towards the end. So for this, you can follow a book that is Pandas for Everyone. That book is by Daniel C. Chen, and you can see how different algorithms he have shown here and how to go through them. So for pandas, here it supports different types of integers. It's like it supports not integers, different data types. One of them being an object in 64, float 64, and a date time value. Whereas for Python, if you just do normal Python coding, where you don't import this pandas library, it will be not in that 64 integer range, but it would be everything delimited to your normal decimal places. So the most common data type pandas uses as well as Python uses is the difference in between an object as well as string. If you have Python pandas installed, it will say that everything is an object but not a string. But if you only have your Python and not any library as Panda, it will say that okay, it is a string. For others, it's almost the same, like date, time, float, integers, both of them are same. Okay, so how we were going along that how to read a file. If you have your file in the same folder where your code is, just read the file, like read CSV population. So my population file is over here. If you don't have it, now this thing follows for all. So, okay. Now this was my path of the library file that I had in. But for Python, it supports backslashes. So you'll have to have a single backslash. But if you don't, and you directly copy paste a relative path over here, you'll have forward slashes, how it's represented in Windows, but Python does not take it in that way. So you'll have to add an R variable here. That's a raw string. If you don't want to add that, you add double slashes here. So everything with double slashes. I guess, no, here it's not. I guess here it's also a double slash. So you'll have to have everywhere double slashes. Instead, if you don't want to add and you directly copy paste it, so it can be an R. So for now, my file is in the same path, so I'll directly run it. So for running a participants. Okay. You want to say something? Dipali, Tamash, Dipanshu?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Your hands were raised, that's why. Okay. Yes. So, to run a cell, you do Control Enter. So it will only run a particular cell. But if you want to shift to another cell, you do Shift Enter. So it will highlight another cell. So here I did Shift Enter. It went up to this cell. Now I'll do Shift Enter. It will show me up the next cell over here. So my next cell here is no cell. Indeed, it's a markup. So what a markup file is, you'll only have it. It won't run. It's not a functioning cell, but it's only for some random like purposes, like to label something, or if you want to say submit an assignment where you're having some questions on top of it, you have comments to solve for your code and your code in this particular functional cell, so you can use this markup to show any changes or what you have as like whatever it's representing the cell above below it. So that is what this reading file, this print, everything's a markup. So if you'll see, I do Shift Enter, so it will highlight the cell beneath it. Okay. Now I want to see what is there in this DF data program. Who is this person? Okay, so to print it, we'll directly do DF, that is nothing but the data frame, but it will show me, okay, what all values are there. Now notice something that in Python, everything starts from 0 and 0 index. So we'll have, even if you want to index something at a particular position, always do it like I plus 1, not only I. For MATLAB, it follows I. For Python, it's like I plus 1. So that is a thing where you need to be careful how you go with things. Now, if you want to see the header of it and you do this df.head, so it will show you the first 5 rows. Now you might see that, okay, first 5 rows are like 1 to 5. No, here are like 0 to 4. Same thing as we noticed there, it starts with a 0 index. So next thing, we want to know how many number of rows and columns are there. So you do shape. Now notice the difference that head has a parenthesis, shape does not has. If you add here, it won't be an object, so it won't print it. So you get a shape of it. Shape is nothing but size, so it will give you a number of rows and columns. In MATLAB, similarly, we do size of a comma b or size of something, which will give you indeed rows and columns. So here you follow shape. Why people mostly use Python is because Python is more friendly in a way that it directly takes English. It is derived from English keywords. It is more friendly to people, for people to get along with. So you'll be able to know and understand its meaning much more way than a normal programming language, say C or C++. Yes, someone wants to say something?
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask a question. Can I use also Java programming language and other object-oriented programming language to use
You
further
y-
analysis?
yes, you can do Java, but Java is indeed like it's, as you said, it's an object-oriented language. So Java does not give you this flexibility, and it's mostly used for developing products. The back end of it, Python is used for all purposes. Python is very friendly in those ways. For Java, you need to learn basic syntaxes. Here, you won't be able to, you won't need to. So there's not much extra effort you need to pay for it. So if you just see and go through it for a week, you'll be able to know and understand. It's not like, okay, you have to do it everything from scratch. Even I can't. But if you just understand it, how the flow of algorithm is going along, it's easy to follow. However, Java, I learned it in my 11th and 12th. I can say that I don't remember it now for a bit. I remember how to make the star and those patterns, but I can't code in Java. I made an app or something, I forgot it. So some languages are easy to grasp on, that Python is all about, and it's more friendly and easy to catch with. That is why people now are promoting it, and they want that everyone should know at least something from it, either for data analysis or analytics or visualization or quantitative metrics and all those things. Okay, we'll get back here. So next, if you want to find the number of columns or how many columns you have, so you'll directly do df.columns. So it will give you index in the total header name of the columns that you have, and it will also tell you the data type of it. Now, as I previously said, pandas will indeed, the common data type for pandas is nothing but an object. So even if it's a string, it will tell them all as an object. Even if it's an integer, it will say it as an object. Now, if we do D types, that is the data types of each and every column. So then it will tell you that, okay, it's an object, it's int64, it's float64. And finally, again, it says that, okay, everything is an object. So for pandas, it's a thing that, okay, the common data type for it to assume is a object. Then if you want to get some more information about your data, oh, what happened? So it will let you know that, okay, this is pandas frame. Since it was imported via Python, pandas, it has this n number of rows, n number of columns, how many columns and rows are accordingly. So it will place show some, and it will show you how the object or data type is, how much memory it is taking place into, and if it is being allocated something or not, is like being used for some process or not. So that is how Python will give you information about it, because there might be some times where you don't actually need to load entire data set. You might just want to play along with some variables, or say some rows or columns. Or okay, I'll give you my example. So I'm working in ultrasound. For me, we assume that, so ultrasound is a sound wave, acoustic wave. So when we pass it through a tissue, we normally assume that we are within the range of interest or the region of interest, where we assume that there are plane waves. It's not focused at somewhere. So there are no interferences, there is no diffraction effects and all those things like beam attenuation and some jargons. So we are located within a region of interest. We look at specific interested area that we want to analyze our data from. Now I get a different mat file. The data that I acquire comes within a mat file. So the scripts are MATLAB oriented. I get those mat files. Now I don't only want the data which is within the region of interest, and I don't want to analyze the entire data. So what I'll do is like I'll delimit my file to only the region of interest that I want to look at. This will only happen when we know how to look at different columns, cells, and rows. So here, how we do so is like, okay, take the first column, that is nothing but a country name. Print the first 5 rows of it, that is using head. Now, if you do the tail part, you'll get the last 5 rows of it. So it will tell you, okay, what the first 5 and what the last 5 were. Similarly, if you want to subset them, like you want to show certain columns only, it's like show certain columns of 5 only. So if all of them are there in your data set, but what you're interested is only within few columns. So you can also load all of them and you can see like different indexes. For these to know, you should first know that how many columns are there in your data set. That you'll only know if you do this df.columns. Now, well, common sense says that, okay, you'll just do df.rows, but it won't, because everything is defined using the header. So df.rows does not exist. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
Why we are everywhere you are writing DF? Can you please clarify? I'm a little confused.
Yes. So here we imported the file using a DF variable. That's nothing but a data frame kind of a thing. And since
So
I
we can write
imported it,
anything, na? We can name anything na, to a variable.
yes.
It
So
is,
it's a
but it is
variable.
general practice that we are using the DF.
Not a general practice. You can even name it by your name, or it can be just data, can be a say a CSV only. So, but be mindful that you are not using these variables as the function or file library names, what you have within. So those shouldn't be the same, but you can use any variable name.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. 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 Then if you want to only access the first row, so here as we first said that the index starts from 0 and you'll be able to, you use this function called as loc that stands for location to print it. Now here if you see it will print either way. If you directly write df.log0 it will also print. If you write print it will also print. So if you print that first row it will print that, or it will want to the 99 that is nothing but 99 plus 1. So that is like I plus 1. So the 100th row. So that is like this one. It will also tell you the data, the type and object of it, what other names and values are against it. So everything that is within DF, it will tell you if you want to print the index of it. So that is nothing but one row against all columns. Okay. Now, if you want to print the last row, so what you do is like that is the tail and 0, so 1. So then it will start through. So how do you know if it's the last one? Now you see the index starts from 0. The last row will be nothing but -1 over here. Now what you see over here, entire shape was 30. Now it turned out to be 29. Why? Because we started from 0. That is why it is like 30 over here and it is 29. So indeed, this is our last row of the data set. Okay. Then
Excuse me, ma'am.
similarly, yes.
Actually, I wanted to know that in our first lecture, in the PDF of first lecture, I found two terms, parametric and non-parametric. So I'm not able to understand that. What are those? Can you please explain?
Yes. So parametric and non-parametric refers to the methods how you solve a particular, it's like they are nothing but statistical methods. So non-parametric methods are like you have a purpose for them. It's not in a way that you won't be able to solve them, but they are purpose-oriented or logic-oriented methods, whereas parametric methods are like you know how to do them or how to solve them. So non-parametric methods are usually for the nominal or categorical or say ordinal data where you rank the data accordingly, whereas this parametric methods are for the interval and ratio kind of data where you can perform all sets of operations, say addition, subtraction, division or multiplication, but you also have a true zero value for a data, or you also don't have a true zero value for the data. So these are like a way how to choose an analytical tool, and that is how we learn. So these are two different statistical methods to analyze your data set.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, actually, I have one query related to this. Ma'am, actually, now we do study distributions, various kind of distributions. What is the main purpose of that studying that distributions in data science? Do we change our data if we get there is some different our data is not normal?
So you don't change your data, you just see if your data is following the normal distribution or not. So normally people say that, okay, having a normal distribution is very great, having a bell-shaped curve is great. That is because at some point you'll have your mean, median, mode similar. But not having it does not mean that your data is wrong or false. For me also, my ultrasound data is very skewed. It's never normal data. So I don't fit it with normal distribution then. I just fit it, see, okay, it's not fitting well. Okay, it's not following that distribution. So for data science, we follow our data with a specific distribution in order to know how our data is following with or what it is following for. So fitting with different distribution means that we are finding some parameters that we want to interpolate from or interpret it. We need to understand how our data is. That is why we fit these distributions to our data. Am I clear?
I'm a little bit. It's my data is by let's say Poisson distribution is there. So how will I do the analysis part? Will
Okay,
I do the
analysis.
ANOVA and all that test which have the this prerequisite of having the normal distribution? Can I apply those tests to it?
Okay. I guess you're confusing in between two things now.
Yes.
So if you want to see, okay, so let's assume there are two groups, group A and group B. If you want to see a significant difference in between the groups, you first need to see if your data is normally distributed. If it's normally distributed, then you go over to a different methods of techniques to see if they're significant or not. If it's not normally distributed, then you do some. So normally distributed data set follows parametric test. Non-normally distributed data set follows non-parametric test. Now here you said something about Poisson's distribution. This distribution is entirely different. It does not come within this range. Now, for a distribution to be normal or to be Poisson's distribution, it does not need that it should follow this one or that one. So doing ANOVA is a kind of test where you compare in between groups. Whereas fitting a data to Poisson's distribution means that you are trying to find some parameters of the Poisson's distribution, or you're trying to find the mean, median, mode, something like those. It's like standard deviation, which are the parameters that Poisson distributions will give you. But ANOVA you follow where you want to see, or when you want to compare in between groups, you want to see what significant difference in between the groups is there or not.
Okay,
So-
means according to you, one condition is there where we are just to see whether the distribution is normal or not and apply the statistical test according to it. And the second thing, that the case is different when we see which distribution is this and how to get the. Am I right,
Exactly.
ma'am, now?
Exactly, on
Okay,
point.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so next is very obvious that, okay, if you want to find the first 100 as well as the 1000th one, you'll do I minus 1 for the same. So 0, 99 and 999. So it will give you all the three values which are against it, like the row against all the columns. Okay. So this is how we did everything using this LOC command, that is nothing but location. Now, what if you just want to use the indexed location? So it stands for this ILOC command. So now if you get the first, if you get the 99th and you want to get the last one, so the difference over here is ILOC will help you do this negative one, but LOC won't. For LOC, you'll have to give the locations directly, whereas ILOC, you can give the index as -1, which will give you the last row. So the values for both of them are same here. Okay. I don't know why this is causing this today. Okay. Where was I? Where it went? Huh, okay. This happened. Okay. Next, we want to subset in between the columns. Okay, so I'll take all the rows, but I'll only print for two specific column values. Okay. Hi. I'll have to see something from next time to not voluntarily mute probably. Okay. So subsetting these columns are like you take all the rows and then you only print for specific columns. So now here I can't because space would be consumed. So let's just print only the first 5 rows, how head did. And probably someone can unmute yourself and can tell me what tail did then, if you remember.
Yes, ma'am. Tail is the last part when we use the data set. So the last 4 data or 5 data. So we can extract from the database from the file.
Yes, exactly. Next, using this iLoc variable, if you want to extract certain column values, so you can do using the indexes also. So if this is the first column, this is second column, and this is the last column. Remember, if you use iLoc, you'll have to use the last one as -1, or even you can add the index of it. -1 is much more easier. And similarly, you print the head of it. Now, but when you do those things, it's much more easier if you just specify the name of them. So writing in that way will help another person to also read your code more efficiently. So using this is not that good, but using a location is much better. But when you do loops, when you fall through various indexes, you'll have to use this particular command. So that is why having it in mind is also good. Next is like, okay, making a range. So range is a particular list. Now someone can tell me what's the difference in between a list and a tuple, if they know what a list and a tuple is.
So list is a mutable thing and tuple is not. So when you need a series of data which you would not like to change, then you should use tuple. Otherwise, you should use list. So whatever the data is in list, you can modify it. That is the
Yes.
core difference between list and tuple.
Exactly. So how SJ? Oh, okay, Santosh. Santosh just said is very accurate that list is mutable and tuple isn't. You can change things via list. That is why people normally use. But if you want to have a global variable that can't be changed, you can define a tuple over there. So here's how we define range as. Oh, so you only give range of 4, so it will again start from 0, or you can indeed give some variables for it to start with and have an interval form. So it's like we are making a list of a variable that are ranging from a it's like the total range is 4 over here. So by default it assumed that okay, it will start from 0, it will end till 4, and it made a range on its own. Now within that particular range, if I directly want to print it, so it gave me, so this was my range, so that was like 0 to 3. So I want my header values only from there to there. So it gave me all those values like till the 4 values, and header will give me till the 5 ones. So now if you just want to subset a particular row and a particular column, so you can do the indexing. So here is like be mindful how you use those parentheses as well as the square brackets for each and
Yes,
every
ma'am.
functions. Hi, yes.
Ma'am, the subset underscore df is equals to df dot iloc, ma'am. That code is not clear, ma'am. Can you explain that again?
Hi, yes. So this was fine. We created a range.
Yeah,
Sorry, we
this was
created a
yeah,
list that
this
was
was fine.
ranging till 4. So it gave us like 0,
Yes,
1,
ma'am.
2, 3. Then we wanted an
Yes,
indexed
ma'am.
value that is from all the variables, so all the rows, and which are following within my range. Hello?
Okay, all the rows.
Yeah, yes. So all the
Okay.
rows, so colon here refers all rows, and I'm subsetting using the columns. So only this small range, that is nothing but 0 to 3. So it will print 0 to 3. But how this head does, it will do is like it will indeed give me like the first 5 ones. So we
Dot lock
can
is also
try.
doing the same thing.
Sorry?
Dot lock is also doing the same thing.
Yes, dot lock will also do the same thing. Dot
And
ilock
ma'am,
will
what
also
is
do
this
the same.
iloc?
So iloc is used for indexing. So there are two different methods you can index as like you can find the values from. You can either use this iloc or you can use this loc. LOC, this for location, or you can indeed use this iloc. Both of them gives you the same values.
Ma'am, basically iloc based on the integer.
Yes. So you need to know that where you want to access those values from. But if you don't know and you want to directly access those exact variables, so you give those values there. But iloc is okay, you index them. You, as someone said now, that you give those integers there. But you need to know that. Then how many columns are there, till how much range it would exist, or you'll have some error again. Yes, Dipali? So if this is clear, we'll go ahead. We were here. Okay. So then we want to subset a particular row or a particular column. So as I said, be mindful how your parentheses are.
Yes, madam, can you once again tell me what is the difference between the iloc and location? What you are
Yes.
saying that one is iloc is index based that one.
Yes.
And also
कर
you're
रहा हूँ
telling
मैं
that
कोशिश कर रहा हूँ मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ मैं नहीं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ मैं ऐसा नहीं है नहीं कर रहा कोशिश
I'll mute someone. Who is this person? Yes, sir. You're saying something?
yeah, you are telling that one is difference between the location iloc and loc. Okay, LOC and ILOC. ILOC is depending upon the index number that one.
Yes, so
Okay,
you
and
define
location.
some integers.
Yeah, direct. So location means directly accessing the data. Okay,
Yes.
without mentioning the index value. Okay,
Yes.
is it right? Is it right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Then
Madam,
if you
madam,
only
please zoom out.
it's zoomed out. Okay. So if you want to extract a specific
Hello, ma'am.
row, yes,
Ma'am, I have a question. We're
yes.
just we're just writing that print df.loc like that. So can we write this df.loc and it gives the same answer or the same or the print the same thing?
Print what? Sorry.
We are just like we are printing print subset as df head like this. And can we write the subset df like without print? And that's can this give the same answer?
Yes, yes, it gives.
Okay, ma'am.
Sorry. See?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, yes, I don't know if many of you know. So for Python, it's yeah, anywhere you do. If you directly, so I'm over here, I've not selected this entire thing. So here I have selected, here I didn't. So I just hover it around. I do Control C. When I go to the next one, I do directly Control V. It has copied the entire line. So you don't need to select everything and then copy paste. So it's much more easier in this way. Again, it is in a way that it gives you prompts. So now I was not able to write. So see, it has now suggested me a variables to write. So for me, I have not enabled GPT over here, but and this is normal Python's interface. It will help you suggest more and more things. If you enable interpreter, that's like using this GPT or Copilot. So it will help you again. It will give you more and more prompts. It will tell you, okay, what to do, what to not. And that will again start if you try writing a comment of things. So say if I write print and then it starts. So it will give you some ideas or hints how to do that. But you can do those for a very certain specific amount of time till the time you know that, okay, what is actually true and what is not. And then only you try doing these things. Instead, you will be like, okay, GPT is typing, let it type and then we'll type. So don't fall in its loop. Okay, so we were here how to subset different rows and columns. So you just take a particular row and if you want the header value column name across it, so you take it. Now, if it's like column name, the 0th column for my case was country name. So hence this is like 0. And if you cross check it, both of them, the value remains the same. So answer remains the same. Okay. So similarly, how we do is like, okay, iLoc I use and I use the first 100th and 1000th one. I use the 0, 1 and 2. Indeed, you can just mention country name, country code, as well as year for the same. Both of them will give you same answers. You can check those. Okay. Next, what we do is like, okay, if I want only certain range of columns and for the, only certain range of rows for the certain column headers that I'm mentioning over there. So it will give me those particular. Now here, when I range them or I give a specific limit, it's not like, okay, it's giving me values from 9 to 14. It's only giving me values from 10 to 15 because I have not here started. So I'm assuming that, okay, I'm getting something from 10 to 15 and these are only the values from 10 to 15, but not like I plus 1 or I minus 1 of it. Okay. So being it said that, okay, now we have seen how to extract a particular row or how to extract a particular column, range of columns, range of rows corresponding to different columns using both loc as well as iLoc. We'll be now seeing that, okay, what if I want to group my particular value against something? So for me here, I had a column named as value and I want to group this value with respect to year. So in my case, if I show you my data sheet, here population. So I have different years here, if you see here. So there are different years. So what I want to do is like, I'll group them by this year and I'll find the value of it. Okay. So what I do is I group by, this is why what I like about Python is like, it's very friendly. The language is how you actually want to write. You group by the year, you
It's
index the
like
values of
SQL.
it. Yeah, exactly. SQL is also like that. So you take this particular variable. Now notice how the parentheses are changed. So you take year, you slice them using values. So that is why you have square brackets here. And then you take the mean of it. Now don't just write only mean and not this, this parenthesis over here, because parenthesis, so mean of that thing is a function that exists in Python's own library. That is why it needs those things over there. So when we do that, it will group my all the year and the values, the mean against it. So all years against the means of it, how many times it occurred, as well as it will also give me the data type that it follows. Okay. So then if I want to do this thing for all the
Please
variables that I have.
repeat.
Yeah,
Group by-
yes.
Please repeat करना.
Sorry.
Ma'am, please repeat the functionality of group by function.
Yes. So what group by will do is, okay. So if you see this Excel file, we see that, okay, we have 1960 here, but we also have 1960 somewhere else in the sheet also. So we see there are many occurrences of 1960 at different index values. So what I want to indeed do is like, I'll take all the values that are there in 1960, club them and take a mean of it. So what I'm indeed doing is I'm grouping all the years of 1960, taking their value and doing their mean. That is what I'm following over here. So if you do it for all the variables or all the headers that you might be having in your sheet, what you do is like take those variables or headers and take that, assign it with respect to any value. Here in my case, this value was economy of country. So then I did it using, so that should be something valuable that you want to interpret well, of course, and you're looking at it. So something that is giving you some significant answer or a reliable source of estimation. And then you take a mean of it. So that is how it will show you that, okay, now what we did is we saw that in 1960, how many countries were there. Within 1960, how many countries had a particular value. And then here we have grouped them according to different countries. So it's like 1960, Afghanistan appeared how many times? N number of times when Afghanistan appeared, we have averaged those particular values over here. Okay. So next is to flatten the
ma'am.
data. Yes.
Actually, I was wondering that it is showing that your system is on power saving, so I think it will shut down after some time.
No. So I've done it in that way. So it's fine. It will run. It's like 2-3 hours it will go on.
Oh.
Thanks for informing though. I'll plug it in power after some time. I'll give you break. Okay. So when so doing all of this, how we encountered that some of us were having trouble to load to load these files, the CSV files as well as say XLS file. Now, when you do those things in cloud and suppose you are doing everything on the actual file itself, what you are there doing is you are manipulating the file or changing the way how the file was initially made. So then what you want to do is now to flatten the data set, make it normal or reset it. Okay. So what you do is you take this particular, so it's like multi-group variable.
You are muted.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks for informing. Okay, so okay, I don't know if I was audible or not. So when we do all these things, we are essentially manipulating our own data. How we are doing that is like if you are in a cloud-based system. Now here we weren't, so we assume that we had a variable df defined for a data set. So what we were doing was we were doing everything for that data set. Data frame. Okay. We're doing everything for that data frame. Now we want that everything to return to its normal state, how it was. So what we do is like we group it by multiple variables and then you reset the index of it. Yes, Ritik? Something to say? Okay. So we do a reset index. So how we did now, all the grouping thing, it vanished and our data set is back to how it was. Okay. Next, we have the group frequency counts. So then how to know a particular variable occurred how many times? It will be given by a function called as NUnique. So if you want to know that, how many times a particular country name occurred in 1960. So now this might be an even data set. That is why everywhere you see n number of same values over here. But for some cases it might differ. So it will give you like, okay, against a year, you're finding how many countries appear. So probably in my own data set, I might have all the countries that are there, and it might have the data set for all these countries only for each and every year. So hence the number of data values that are there are the same. But if your data set is not such way, you'll be able to interpret that how it differs. So the function for the same is NUnique. Okay. And lastly, if you're grouping it across the mean, you print it and then you make a plot of it. So how we did previously. Now here we are not referring to matplotlib plots. It's just a normal one. So if you do directly dot plot and you define it different variables, it will help you make a plot of it. So doing something, making a plot helps you better visualize your data instead just directly plotting it against and just seeing the statistics and just saying that, okay, how many variables I took out from or not. So this way it is nice. The thing I don't like about Python, or I dislike, is that here you are not able to, so this graph is not interactive one. MATLAB, it is there. Java, it's also there. SQL does not give you, it's like database kind of thing. You also have this thing in what that programming language is called, not programming language, sorry, Origin. So that is for only plotting, statistics and visualization. So there all you can interactively manipulate the plots, not manipulate us like make those plots. In Python you can't. So everything that is there is just you need to write. If you need to extract a certain variable from the plot, you'll also need to write the same thing. So here plot is like just an image that you get out from it. I don't know if we can interactively do something from it. Spider does give this flexibility, but Jupyter does not give this flexibility. So we'll have a 5-minute short break, and after then we'll continue towards central tendency. Okay. If someone has any questions or queries, you can unmute yourself and let me know.
What does this NUnique do?
NUnique over here will tell you how many unique values you have in that particular group. So here I grouped my columns as year and country name. So it told me how many unique country names were there for each and every year that way.
Hello.
Hi,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Hello.
Hi,
Ma'am,
Dipala.
I want to know whether this is the first class or the second class.
This is first class, second class is tomorrow.
Okay. Ma'am, from where I can get the recordings?
It will be posted on YouTube.
YouTube. So
Hi, YouTube.
could you share the link of that?
So you can see the links from here. So you have this course website, and from the course website, you'll be able to see this problem solving session. Within that, you have this particular click here. When you do that, you'll be able to see. So this is the first TA, I'm the second TA. Both of us will upload our eventual daily sessions links over here, and it would be posted on YouTube. And whatever content that we are showing now would be uploaded in the folders. I'll be uploading mine after the session, and he has already uploaded since the session was last week. Okay.
So all this we can able to see on the online portal only.
Yeah, yes, everything there is in the online portal. Also, our channels are made
And
public.
some
So
more people are taking the class of Python, or
yeah,
you are only taking.
no. So this another TA, Ambati Rami Reddy, he's also taking this course. We two are TAs
Okay, so
because the population is huge.
both of your YouTube videos link will be there on the online portal.
Yeah, yes. So each and every day we have a session. We'll update the links over here. And if you are not able to attend the session by any chance, you can access the links over here.
Yeah, just I want to show that only, ma'am. Because sometimes you're not able to attend. That's
Yeah, yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
Actually, I have a little confusion regarding the command you're putting. Is it a specific or general type of commands you're putting here?
Oh, okay. The one that we just did now?
Yes, ma'am.
The one that we just did now?
No.
So? No, as in?
Tomorrow do we have class, ma'am?
Yes. So 6 to 8 I'll be taking and 7 to 9 another TA is there. So the another TA is similar to you, all of you guys, like he's a core data science guy. He's also doing his PhD in computer science, but he's more of a algorithmic person. So coding side probably he's much more stronger than me. So if you have more and more doubts, you can also ask him. So both of our sessions are like 1 hour overlapping, so people can split up, or you also have the online video session links to see again if you want to.
Is this certificate is really valuable, ma'am?
Sorry?
Is this certificate is really valuable?
Is this what?
Which topic is going to take?
Sorry, I'm not able to understand what you're saying.
Which topic is going to cover tomorrow?
Okay, he'll cover the second week so that you all be able to solve the second assignment. So how our sessions are arranged is that it would be first day, 1 day before the assignment deadline. So that will help you help you with the entire week's content, and then will also help you solve last year's assignment. So towards the end of this session, we'll also have some Q&A round. We'll see how all of you have grasped on those. If you are not able to understand, I'll be happy to explain those things. And that is how you'll be able to solve your further head questions. So tomorrow's week is arranged in a way that you have your assignment deadline 1 day next to it, or probably 12 p.m. of it, something like that.
Okay, ma'am. The content of the week 2 is probability distributions. So the DA is going to cover probability distributions with coding.
So whatever Professor Ramesh has taught in this week 2 lectures, he'll also teach those. I'll also teach those. And based on the programming or coding side, he's somehow trying to teach general Python. I'm the TA who's directly following Professor Ramesh's how he has done in the course. So I'm just only for the course, but however, he is more on general only towards Python. So if you only want to learn how Python is, you can follow his ones, and you can also look at these also. But if you only want to look at how analytics play a role, you can also have a look over here too. So both of the sessions will indeed give you some meaningful, but indeed it's up to you as well as your time management, how you do and look at things around.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Madam,
Someone has something?
Madam, how to solve weekly assignments? Any session on that?
So for the weekly assignments, that is why our live sessions are being arranged. So we'll help you solve, we'll give you some couple of questions, and then in a way you'll be able to understand that how to solve the coming week's assignment. So like tomorrow's session, your week 2 assignment deadline would be probably 1 day next to it. So we'll solve the questions that were there last year, and which will indeed help you prepare for the certification if you're doing the certification for the course.
Hi, ma'am. Yeah, I'm not from this coding background, ma'am, but I know basics of this Python, and I'm aspiring to be a data scientist. So what should be the approach? Means following these lectures. Apart from this, what should be means what exactly I should be doing? Means after listening to this lectures, because there are something. Do I need to by heart what you are means those things which you are explaining? And so, if somebody not from the coding background want to be a data scientist, what should be the approach? Means any other resources I need to follow in terms of practice and something like that.
Yeah, so if your background is not into coding, but you want to it's like you aspire that you want to become a data scientist. Data scientist is someone who's well able to interpret things. Now, there's not a thing as such that you know coding or not. Coding is nothing but it's just logical, conceptually. If you know things, you'll be able to code. So, okay, you just need to understand how things go, and Python is the easiest language that you can start with. Well, for me, I started with MATLAB, then I somehow went on Python. But yeah, so it's not like you need to learn everything, and now you also have GPT, you have Perplexity, you have different kinds of AI models there to help you with. It's just that you need to know that what you're doing. So for that, you need to know what particular function does, what that library does, what that library has. If you want to plot something, how you can plot. So that is what all the things you should know about. And towards the end, even if you don't know how to code from scratch, if you know what that particular code means, you're good to go.
Hello, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Hi.
As we are using a Python library for plotting the graph, so it is possible to plot other graphs like a bar chart or a histogram.
Yeah, yes. We can plot a couple of plots. It's like they're like bar histograms and some frequency plots or scatter plots. So we can plot all different kinds of plots. It's like we'll have brief session tomorrow how to plot those, how to see effects. However, another TA, the first TA, he has covered it, but his lecture videos and the presentation has those things. So you can have a look there, but we'll plot those tomorrow in tomorrow's session.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Hello,
Do we
ma'am.
have done for today?
I want to ask you, is there a major difference between a data analyst or a data scientist?
So analyst is a person who's just seeing the data, who is just making some inferences out from it. Whereas scientist is a person who's making some fruitful outcome from it, whereas it might lead to product development or it might lead to some business, might add some value towards the pipeline that you're following in. Whereas analyst is a person who's helping the scientist to make the pipeline in flow.
Okay, ma'am.
But nowadays it's like small startups and all, they don't have specific people or roles of people. So only MNUs have those things in MNCs. So then one person does all the role of an analyst, of an analyst, as well as a scientist. So it's all of the same nowadays, but this is how the roles differ.
Ma'am, I'm confused between data analysis and data analytics.
So the only difference there is analysis is how you take the data and you understand the data, and analytics is how you make some output from the data. Whereas again, how the other person as scientist is a person who mixes both of these things and then makes a fruitful outcome from it, which might lead to some better development. Okay, if there are no further questions, then we'll proceed.
Ma'am, I just went through the course, like, ma'am, last 3 weeks course, I think Python, it is not in the lecture, no?
So Python is there in the lecture. So Professor Ramesh has given Jupyter hands-on book on Python only.
That is different. That is like extra there one. No? I think I'm not getting it where it is.
So that's in the week 1. Week
Ma'am,
1, probably
and week
second or third lecture.
Python fundamentals, yes, ma'am. Only 2 lectures are there, like.
Only 2 lectures for now.
And then extra classes will be live.
No. So how it goes via the lecture. So we are supposed to train you for the certification course. So how, if say you have not looked at all the videos, but indeed you want to do the assignment that is due tomorrow. So then you come to the live session, you say, okay, what all the summary was, and you'll be able to solve the last year's assignment. And then that in a way you'll be able to understand, okay, how it was. So if he has taught Python to an extent, even I'm liable to only teach you Python to that extent. Whereas the other TA, he's been told that, okay, you can go in more general. So he can be a perfect person for you guys if you want to only learn Python, but not data analytics with Python.
Ma'am, who?
So there's another TA, that is Ambati Ramireddy. So his links are also there on the portal.
Ma'am, is the online problem solving lectures enough for cracking the exam?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Because I'm not having enough time to see the videos and all.
Understood. That is why we were told to give a summary and then later do this. But yeah, yes, I myself, when I gave the NPTEL certification course, I was able to crack it by only looking at the online live sessions. So it pretty much helps you to score like 60-70% above from it. And then even if you do all the assignment questions, even if you have some wrongs and you correct for those wrong questions, you'll be able to score like at least 75% and above so that you get a good certificate. And then if you want to be within the top 10%, then you need to do some effort, like the NPTEL stars kind of category.
Okay, ma'am.
Good evening, the exam will be theory or practical?
It's both. So how your assignments are, it would be like that, but it won't be like, okay, you need to write a code for it. Probably it can be, okay, give the syntax for the same. So I don't know if they give interpreter now. For us, like when I gave, interpreter was there. Now I don't know if it would be or not. So it can be syntax based. You might need to know that how to write a particular thing. So that is why I said that don't directly follow how GPT or this Copilot gives you. Know what all things are done and how they should be done. Follow the syntaxes, follow which particular parenthesis should be used. Those are things you should know. That will
Ma'am,
only
it
come
is
by practice.
paper based or it is computerized?
It's online.
Computer. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Online, it's online.
Online. The exam will be online.
Yes, so you go to a particular center hall, there it would be online. So similar to NEET or JEE, it's like that.
Is there any way that we can access previous year questions?
You can't, I can. That is why I'll show you and I'll help you solve those.
Okay, so we have to attend the live session, right?
What is the time period of the exam?
It's probably 2.5 or 3 years.
Madam,
it's 3 years. No, okay, that's 3 years.
Madam, the examination will be objective type, na?
It's usually only objective. There can be some numerical based questions, numerical as in you might need to write some syntax there. So that is how at max it can be, but usually it's only objective.
Can I get
Ma'am,
the
is there
sample
any
question
minus marking in it?
Well, I don't remember actually how NPTEL did. I don't think so. It has, it's like 1 and 0 only, probably. Mostly.
No, ma'am, no negative marking.
No negative. Only 1 and
Okay,
0.
ma'am, how many TA are there? 2 or 3?
So for now, 2 TAs are there, and there are like TAs from the institute who are handling the course. So if you have some queries about the course or say some assignment problems that you are facing through, and our live sessions is not scheduled that day, so you have discussion forum kind of thing. In your portal, you can see that. So within that discussion forum, you can post your questions there, and the institute TAs will reply to you.
Okay. Well, right now we just received an email. There's a discussion session tomorrow around, I guess, 7 to 9. So who will be attending that? You will be teaching or other TA?
So 6 to 8 I'll be doing, 7 to 9 the other TA will be doing. So 1 hour of overlapping is there, 7 to 8. So you guys are free to join wherever you want to.
So, ma'am, you both will be teaching the same material or it will be different?
Yeah, so my material would be mostly on the lines of how Professor Ramesh is teaching. His material is mostly into generic Python, and his would be obviously within the same lines, but he'll go more in depth into Python.
Ma'am, it is request. Please use Anaconda. That
I'll
Python.
try tomorrow, but it's like
Because
I
there
don't like
we
my
are facing
PC.
problem of visual.
It's both the same way. It's like you're directly indeed using Jupyter. So, or else we can do that. Some of us who's using Anaconda over here can share his or her screen and can show probably that way. Or the other TA
Good
he's
evening,
using Anaconda, so you can join his session if you want.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, yes.
Ma'am, I am first year student, ma'am, first time. And in our is this data analytics is useful for us in first sem?
So it's not like it's useful in first sem or not. It will be useful to you to your entire life.
Ma'am, I want to ask that is it necessary to give this NPTEL exam in first sem only, or we can give this exam in later?
Anytime. But if you are attending the course now, better you give the exam now. Why do it later? So, or else you don't attend the course now, or you just attend it for the sake of learning, and then later you give the exam. So keep in mind this course won't be floated next semester. It will be floated the next semester of it. So now the even semester is going on, so it will be floated in even semester only. Won't be floated in odd semester.
This course is necessary for fourth time last year student, ma'am. No.
That I don't know if that would be something like institute policy for you. So that I actually don't know.
Yes, ma'am,
So
because
and huh?
we are newly come in this college, no, ma'am. The sir told that you have to do this NPTEL course, and this certificate is very important for you. So you should give it by your first sem with first sem only.
Oh, so if it's mandatory for you, then you need to. Well, I'm not aware with your college rules. So probably if it's mandatory, then you should invest some time into it.
Okay.
Hi,
We are
ma'am.
watching lectures only. We watched the first week, ma'am, lecture there. No.
You also saw assignment questions there. Those assignment are also graded towards your final certification.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, ma'am. May I
Ma'am,
ask you a question?
Wait, Mansi was saying something.
Yeah, I just wanted to know your academic background so that I can understand how your interest developed in this stream. It'll
Oh,
help me since I am from
so
commerce background. It'll help me align my interests better.
well, so we are actually totally different fields. So I did my BTech in biomedical engineering from Ahmedabad, LD College of Engineering, and then later I joined as a junior research fellow. So the COVID time, I joined with here with Professor Carla at IIT Gandhinagar in Muse Lab, Medical Ultrasound Engineering Lab. So from the beginning, I was interested into MRI. Later, I got more interested into ultrasound because of its low cost and how more people are favoring it into COVID time. So then that is how I knew that, okay, I can be a PhD material, and I joined PhD here. And now I'm working on quantitative ultrasound, that is to develop more and more algorithms for tissue characterization so that these can be operator and system independent parameters. So that will help you more reliably and nice way of accurately delineating between tumor margins or tissues of different criteria. So that is how my field is.
Also, are there any additional benefits for the top 10 or 15 rankers in this examination?
Well, you get that NPTEL star certificate and you got and get highlighted in the website and something, those things out there.
I got to know that certain students get to do internships
Internship. Yeah, yes. Yes.
in institutes.
So you can, if say if you get for this particular course, then you can mail. I don't know if you can mail or if they reach you, something like that is there, and in that way you get through. So yeah, something that rule is there that if you get within top 10%, you get an internship with the faculty.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
Ma'am, I want to know that after completing this course, what is the roadmap for a person who was go too deep in data science or data analysis?
After completing what?
This course.
So after completing this particular course, it's not like, okay, you'll be a data scientist or analytic person. It's just that you'll have a background of information, how to deal with data if you are once given, and you'll be able to better interpret it. But it's not like you have everything now. You'll need some practical experience to work around with it, but it will definitely give you some insights into how to play along with data and how to go with it. Not instead, okay, I have something, I'll give GPT and then GPT will give me whatever I want and it will help me process it. So you'll have those better insights. You'll be able to make good intuitions from the data that you have.
So it just clear our basics, huh?
Yeah, yes, it will help you clear your basic as well as build your fundamentals. So should we start?
Ma'am, ma'am, can
we
you
have
give me
30
some
minutes. Sorry?
Ma'am, can you give me tip how to manage, ma'am, with both course with first sem? Our first sem in our first sem C language also with there, no, ma'am. C language plus Python you have to study. So
Well,
can
it's
you help
nice.
me?
Then I guess that's the time for you to learn and dive into the field of programming languages.
Yes, ma'am, but it is very difficult, ma'am, because both languages are different, no, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
how
yes,
you can
agree,
manage
agree.
this?
First, try and learn C++. So that is how I would say. For us, it was like starting from C, but C++ is much more easier compared to it. And then you go towards Python, then Python you'll feel, okay, it's much more easier than C++. So you go within that trajectory. See what difference is how you define data structures, how you define a particular variable, how you make loops. but everything remains the same towards the end. It's just the way how you define those, how their syntaxes are. So it will go through. You'll be able to, it's like how it goes, you'll be able to learn those. That's not that difficult. You'll be able to learn.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am,
So
ma'am,
yes.
just last question. Actually, I am working with TCS, and there we are not allowed to install anything on our system. So basically, we are using VDI, Virtual Desktop Interface. So for practicing these things, will it be okay if I go on this Jupyter Notebook online only, and if I don't install anything on my system?
Yeah, yes. That's definitely it would work. Even you can use this Google thing, the
Google
PyScripts that Google give, right? I
Colab.
forget.
So there is no
Colab,
install
yes.
anything.
Google Colab, yes.
Colab, yes. So you can indeed use this Colab and all those things where you'll be able to online directly use it. It's just that you'll need to download or all the libraries there. You'll first have to download them, it's like install them, and then you'll be able to use them.
That I can download, but there is nothing required to install any
On local
application or
machine.
like
No.
nothing. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. So if certain people have their hands up till now, we'll get to them next. It's like after the session gets over. So we have 30 minutes now. We have the central tendencies and session. And then after that, we'll have the last week's assignment. So we'll go through the last week's assignment so that you'll all be able to solve the current assignment that you have now. Okay. Okay. So similarly, how we did last time is like we installed the few libraries that we had over here. Now, for here, what we're looking at are the different measures of central tendency. Now, if some of you discussed about normal distribution, about say Poisson's distribution, about how being the data is normal or not, how we follow parametric test or non-parametric test, there is different measures of central tendency, which will tell you or yield you information about particular places or location in a group of numbers. So these are nothing but simple numbers which will help you understand or describe the characteristic of your data. So if someone can just name few central tendency or measures of location, if you know, I can say some.
Mean, median, mode.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
The basic one.
Yes, mean, median, mode are the basics one. Within mean, you have arithmetic mean, you have weighted mean. It's like with respect to how many weights you want to give to each and every variable. Median, as someone said. Now, and then you also have percentile. Oh, wait, is my screen shared? No, okay. Sorry.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I just realized it. Okay, so we are here in the Python Jupyter notebook, but we'll just go through some basics for now. And then there are some measures for the dispersion of the distribution. So can someone name the
You're muted, I guess.
I don't know why someone is muting me again and again. Okay. So there are some measures of dispersion as well. So how one said that, okay, for central tendency, we had mean, median, mode. We also have percentile. We have different means. It's like we have arithmetic mean, we have weighted mean. Now, for can someone name what are those for dispersion?
Variance
and covariance.
Skewness
Sorry?
and kurtosis.
Yeah, yes. So skewness will tell you how your data is, like whether it's a left skewed data or if it's a right skewed data. That meaning said that if it's right tailed, if it's left tailed, like that. We'll see this distributions more when we plot some data. So you'll be able to know this more. For now, we'll are just focusing how to find those values. It's like how to find the brief. We have something called as variance and standard deviation. Then we also have coefficient of variation. So that will again tell you that how varying your data is within a particular range of interest. So to find all of these parameters, there are specific mathematical formulas that I think you all should not remember, but it's just that you should understand how they are and how they are defined, because all of you might have done these things in 11th. Okay, so can someone say what standard deviation tells us? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, okay.
How
So,
deviated data is from its mean?
yes, how deviated it's from the mean. So if I say my standard deviation is higher, is it good?
No.
Yeah. So what we want that this matrix of dispersion, our data should be less dispersed. The values of this dispersion, variance matrix, coefficient of variance, those should be as less or less possible. So if they are less, let's say we are working in a field of quality control or sales management. If our variance of the distribution is very less particularly, then we say the quality capability that we might have would be also higher. So I know who is muting me again and again. Please don't do that or I'll ban you from the port. Okay. Thank you. So there are different empirical rules to define this standard deviation, and from the bell-shaped curve, we'll get on those when we plot some data. For now, we'll just see how to derive this basic statistical matrix. Okay. So for now, I have this new CSV that is student marks of CSV. Again, I have placed the CSV file within the same data path that I had. And now I'll load it. So same as pd. Read underscore CSV. So you plot it, you get everything what is there in this data sheet. So for my data sheet, I have okay. Had something like different subjects. They were like maths, physics, chemistry, English, and bio.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. Means you are going on mute again and again.
You're constantly getting muted, ma'am.
I also see that I'm constantly getting muted. Someone is muting me again and again. I don't know why, but please make sure. Please, this is not a joke here. Well, then.
Ma'am, you got muted again.
I don't know what is happening now. Well, it's fine. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Probably someone does not want us to continue. Okay. So when you want to see a certain data set, send its mean. So how we did previously. So mean is a function, hence you should add some parenthesis next. Yes.
Can you repeat it again?
Yes, sorry. I guess I was getting muted. So what we did is we installed this pandas library here as well as numpy library. For me, I have taken the CSV file over here, that is student marks CSV, and you can see how the data is there in the sheet. So I have specific name of people, their gender, as well as what all subjects they had. Okay. So then I want to find the different statistics that we just said, and people only said now that what are the measures of central tendency, that is the location at which the data set is being defined. So then we have mean, median, and mode. So we'll print those. So it's like mean, median, mode, all of them are nothing but functions. So you print the functions, as hence you take this parenthesis there. You don't only define like this, you need to give this parenthesis next to it. Okay. Now, how you print it with respect to a single variable, write those things, colon, and then you give a comma. It's simple here. You don't need to define a a string or give anything to it. Python inherently assumes it. Okay. So when you run it, it will give you that, okay,
I
mean,
think this
median,
course
mode.
was working.
Sorry? Okay. So you find those statistics that are there. Now, what is median? Median is something like the 50%. What is more? The maximum occurring value that you have, and mean is nothing but the average. Okay. Now, well, percentile is a relative term. What it tells you that it's a measure that will divide.
Ma'am, please do something of this. This is not a joke.
Actually, it's not a joke. I'll do something from tomorrow's session. I also don't know now what to do because the session is going on. You all have joined. I can't change the settings. We'll see from tomorrow onwards. Let's just finish this session. Okay. So for percentile, what we do is like, okay, if you want to find certain percentile, you divide the group into 100 equal parts. And then you say that, okay, most of the particular percentile, say if it's X percentile, so then that X percentile, most of them is specific value is above it. So if it's like 90th percentile, it would be most of the 90th percent would be below it, and at least 10% would be above it. Okay. So now I'm only finding the 50th percent. Can someone say what 50th percentile is? Is 50th percentile equivalent to any of the three statistics that we saw, mean, median, or mode?
Median.
Yeah, yes.
median.
So yes, so 50th percentile tells you about the median. So you'll also be able to see that both of the values are same. But luckily, mode is like, you see that, okay, mode is giving you 55. It's not like that. It says that, okay, zero people with zero are like 55. So we'll learn how to make some loops. So this is how we start into programming, how we define function. So you define a particular variable, and then so we have some numerical questions left. I don't know. Then we'll be able to complete or not. We'll skip this for today. We'll see this tomorrow. Let's just do the assignment questions today so that you guys can solve the assignment. And we'll do the other things tomorrow. So these were the data types and the fundamentals that we looked, and we'll look at the plot tomorrow, okay?
Please
So-
inform this issue to the another TA also.
Sorry?
Please inform this issue of muting the person to another TA also.
Yeah, yes. We'll block the permissions basically, and then if someone wants to unmute, we'll be able to give them permission like that. We'll do that way. Okay. So let's go into assignment task. This is probably the way where you all be able to answer some questions. So you know. So the first question, what are the key features of Python language? Is it both, or it's none, or one of them?
Both are above, ma'am.
Both.
Okay.
Both are the
Next,
above, ma'am.
we saw that
Both
something
of
was
the
mutable,
above.
something wasn't. So is this statement true?
False, ma'am.
Yeah, it's
False.
false. Then for getting this indices, what do? Do we, it's like we want the third, fourth, and sixth value. So which option do we go with? Or none of them?
Second, third, and fifth.
I'm option A.
Second, third,
First
and fifth.
option, ma'am.
Yeah.
A clock 235.
Second, as the Python is starting with 0, 0, 1,
Yeah.
like.
Yes. Then next, bar charts are used for. So we saw that there are
Categorical
data.
Both ran.
Categorical data.
Okay. So which of the following is never possible for variance?
Negative variance, ma'am.
Sorry? Yes. Why
Negative
so?
variance. Is the possible
Variance is
variance
equal
of
to standard deviation alone.
Exactly.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, next. So this is what we were gonna look at now, but okay, in the muting and muting came out. So we'll just see at the question here. So if you define a function as m of data, and then indeed you're defining that difference is maximum minus minimum, what will the return difference give you? So what it will
Range.
calculate?
Range,
Yes,
range,
exactly.
range.
Exactly. Then similar question came again. Bar charts are used for?
Categorical data.
Categorical data.
Categorical data.
Okay. And then there are something called as frequency polygons. You heard about them or you saw the lecture?
Yes, ma'am.
Option B, both A and B. Ma'am.
Which one?
Continuous data,
Both
ma'am.
Yes, continuous.
Continuous data, ma'am.
Continuous.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then this mu, is it a population parameter or a sample parameter?
Sample, no. Population parameter. Population
Yeah, it's a
variance.
population. What?
I think population variance.
No. So how
Population
can it be?
parameter is
Exactly. So it's a population parameter only because variance is like sigma that way. So this is something which is used to different depict mean and those values. So it can be a variance. Okay.
Could you
Next.
clarify this, please?
Which one?
Mu is an example for which of the following, ma'am?
Yes. So someone can say.
Mu is
Yeah,
the
so
mu population parameter. Why
Yeah,
so?
yes. Say why.
I want to know about the population parameter.
Okay, someone of you can explain him why it's only a population parameter but not a population variance or sample statistic. No one? Okay, well, how we say that, okay, if it's an entire population, you define those parameters as the variable values that you have been known from. It's like childhood. It's like mu is for mean, median, mode or something different. Sorry, median, mode or something M and capital M. And then you have the standard deviation, then you have variance, sigma square. You have those values. But when it comes to sample statistics or for a specific sample time, it's like for a specific sample, for mean, if it's mu, for a population, for a sample, it would be X or it would be S. So you define that particular sample's mean by S of X bar, something like that. So mu here only depicts this population parameter, but not the population variance because variance is determined by sigma. It's not determined by mu. That is why it's a normal population parameter like that. Okay.
Okay.
Next is to flatten the data frame, you must use this reset index that we all saw, and then and then to use n unique. So which of the following statement is correct or wrong?
Reset index is unique.
Sorry,
Don't know, ma'am.
which one?
I think C option A is correct, B is false.
Both are correct, right? We saw that n unique gives you the total counts of numbers.
option A.
Both are correct. So flatten will help you do it using the reset index, and n unique will give you the count of n unique values. That's how we did recently. So we found that in a particular year, how many unique values are there for a value and average all of the values. So both are correct. Okay. So
Ma'am,
next,
don't
yes.
we use flat function
A flat function what?
to flatten the data frame?
Don't
we usually don't we do flat dot head or something like that?
No, we do this reset index.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we did this questions, we did this one. We are here, right? Okay, next. Which of the following in context of drawing an excellent graph is false? Sorry, there are some competitions going out there. So should a graph contain unnecessary adornments of functions, or it should begin with zero? So which of the one is false? It's like which tells you that how an excellent graph should not be.
Ma'am, option
Option
is
C.
B.
ma'am. Graph
Excel on
contains
the
a
particular
title.
page should begin at
Which
0.
one? Which one?
Option C.
Yes, option C. So it should not be a properly labeled. Why not properly labeled? If it's properly labeled, it's nice, right? You'll be able to see and understand what x-axis is, what y-axis is, what the title of the graph is. So it should be properly labeled. Next thing, which of the following is not a measure of dispersion? So we just saw that what are the measures of dispersion and what were the measures of central tendency. So which one of them is not?
Percentile.
Range.
Percentile. Range will tell you the difference in between the extreme values.
Percentile.
Okay. Yes. So assume you have two lists, say A and B. Your task is to create a list that has elements of say A and B in one dimension. So something like this 9th question will be there in your exams. So then your task is to create a list. The output is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So how you do that?
Append B.
Yeah. Yes. So you just add both of them. It's like concatenate in strings. So it will append both of the lists together. Okay. Last question. Here, bimodal dataset will contain more than 2 modes.
False.
So this, yes,
False.
false. So what was the dataset which had more than 2 modes?
Multimodal.
Yeah,
Multimodal.
That's it.
Multimodal.
So we'll continue tomorrow from this Visual Studio Code which was left and I got muted again and again. This was all for today's session. We'll continue for tomorrow. So we'll
Thank
see
you, ma'am.
week 2 so that you'll be able to solve week 2's assignment. We'll solve last year questions for week 2 that were there last year. And I probably think that your week 2 is due tomorrow or day after tomorrow or something. So tomorrow we have sessions from 2 of us. It's like 6 to 8 is mine, 7 to 9 is another TA. So you all can join or you can also see the online video.
Yeah, hi, this is Pranay this side.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, yes. One by one.
Actually,
Available on
okay,
YouTube
can
or
I
not?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, someone was
Ma'am,
saying.
how to see your YouTube
Ma'am,
videos?
this recording is available on YouTube or not?
Yes, it's available on YouTube. On the course platform, you'll be able to see online recording sessions. There you have a link. That link will get you to will hyperlink you to the Excel sheet, Google Sheet. And in the Google Sheet, we'll upload our daily interactions with you guys. So those would be uploaded on the YouTube as well. So the links would be given there.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
was asking the same.
third
Oh,
session.
okay, somebody speak.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I was
Thank you,
asking the
Thank you,
same.
ma'am.
Actually, this is my first session. Due to work things, I am unable to join in the time. So, is there any like recording process where it will be available, where
Yeah,
we
so
can
I
see? And
can show you now.
You are muted, ma'am.
So if you have gone to the course website, you will be able to see the different weeks over here. So week 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is a tab for problem solving session. If you go within that particular session, you will see click here. If you click that, you'll be able, you'll revisit this particular Google Sheet. Here, one of the TAs has his own link. I'll have my own after today's session, and we'll also upload our each and every content that we are presenting, say the Visual Studio notes or that Jupyter notebook, as well as the slides that I presented. So will all be uploaded within the drive folder. So for him, the drive folder link is here. For me, it would be uploaded here by tonight.
okay, so there will be assignment for like each and every classes, or how it will be?
So assignments are there for every week. So if you see for week 1, there's an assignment. Then week 2, there's an assignment. For week 3, there's an assignment. So assignments are there for every week. Probably in a week, you might have like 4 to 5 lectures, each like 30, 50 minutes, 30, 40 minutes at max.
And is there a timeline for each Mr. when we need to give up the submissions? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yeah. Is it freezed?
Yeah, I think there is some issue with the ma'am's network.
Okay.
Could anyone confirm the answer for assignment 0, question number 3?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I think some technical issue.
Assignment zero is something that just check your knowledge. It does not give any weightage in your mark sheet. It's just for you.
I just want to confirm the answer. Question number 3.
Okay. I have to put
3 and 5.
It's df dot log 2, 3, 5. Maybe option number 1.
So iLog works on an index basis. So everything which is written, it is a -1. So if it is a 6, then it will go.
Isn't the answer should be none of above?
Yeah, so is madam hello? Is anybody audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, so ma'am is there or how? I think the owner is muting or something. Hello?
Yeah. I think,
Yeah,
ma'am, she
so
herself.
I have few questions. Actually, this is my first session. Yeah. So why it is
Brother, somebody is doing that.
no, the owner is doing actually it's a yeah. So my question is like my question is when and which day is the classes? I hope it's working.
This will not work,
Hello?
bro. I think we should leave.
Okay, which days the classes are happening?
You'll get a mail. Most probably the classes will be on Monday or Tuesday, but NPTEL is sending mail on the registered email ID.
Okay, fine.
Hello all, you can leave the meeting now. It's done, completed.